Hey everybody, we're coming into what we call in Ohio actual spring. If you've ever seen that picture that has winter, all the 12 seasons of Ohio, you know, you've got winter, full spring, second winter, spring of deception, then you have all those things. Anyway, we're coming into actual springtime here. The dandelions are starting to pop. Once we get through tonight, I think we're calling for no more sub-freezing nights in the 10-day forecast. So I wanted to start getting my swarm traps out. I've been keeping records since 2017, which is not a huge time, but in that time I've gotten calls from people for swarms from mid-May, early May to mid-June. And so here in early April, I wanted to get mine out and get them at least ready. So the first thing I'll do to get them ready is I have this wax cake, and I left the slum gum in. I just spun some frames out a couple weeks ago. And so I just break it off here, and you take this slum gum and wax, and you want to make it smell like bees. So to make it smell like bees, we'll just take this and we'll rub this wax and slum gum on the inside, give them a little bit of scent in there. There's no science to it really. You just take it and you rub it a little bit. So it smells a little bit more like bees and less like plywood. These are traps that I built years ago, and they're of about a 40-liter capacity, 5 frames. Total depth, I'm gonna say, I can't remember. Looking at it, it's about 16 inches total depth, but there are some, you can see here, some ventilation. There's some ventilation on the bottom, ventilation on each side, and then this is the actual opening that the bees, I hope the bees will use, and it's guarded over with number 2 hardware cloth, two holes per inch of wire. So that was the rubbing of the wax and the slum gum. Now we'll talk about what frames we want to use in there. So when it comes to the frames that I want to choose to use in this swarm box, you can see that it's, if I pull it a deep frame out, it's at least twice as deep as that. Maybe you can see the bottom. So what I've chosen to use on this one, these are 2 brand new plastic deeps. Pureco, I think they're the double, maybe triple wax. Then I have a couple old for me, so old as I have, 17, good dark brood comb. These are mediums, these 2 frames here. And that goes back to that smells like bees. And then this last one I have in here is a deep. And what I did here was, this is an old top bar, an old bottom bar, and then I made cobbed together some new end bars to make this a deep, and then you can see the foundation sheet in there. So the hope is that you know, they like the way that it smells, and having some project room for them to use. My hope is that that's something that they want. But we have some old bee smell stuff. We have rubbed it with the wax and slum gum, and then we'll take it outside and hang it up. Well, I picked the tree out that I want to use. This is well, I don't know. I don't know if this is a maple or what it is, but it's the one that I want to use. I'm about 200 feet from my beehive out here, and I thought, well, if I don't manage it well enough, maybe there'll be a swarm that comes off, and maybe if that swarm comes off, they'll find this trap. So this is the trap, and it's on the edge of pretty heavy. So what we'll do, we'll take this as just a regular 10-foot ratchet. They say you want to be 10 to 15 feet in the air, but how am I going to get that high? I don't want to keep bees on a ladder. So what I'll do is I'll tie this strap around the tree and hang it with that. Well, that was as high as I could get it without standing on the do not step of the ladder. So the hook, probably 10 feet off the ground level. This part here will go hang in the hook. And we'll see what that goes. I'll try to give you a height when I'm done. Now the entrance is about 8.5 feet off the ground. If I get lucky enough to catch a swarm in there, I can get that box down without too much heroics and without getting too sketchy on a ladder. So the other part about it that's nice is it's right in the driveway at my woods place, so I can pop out here literally most days and see, you know, if there's bees flying in and out of it. Hope this is a good spot. We'll see. This is my first year intentionally trying to trap a swarm. I've caught them over the years just when friends call me and tell me they've got a bee swarm, which is a lot of fun too, don't get me wrong. I don't want to replace that with this, but this is a little bit more flexible. You know, when a bee swarm call comes out, you kind of drop what you're doing and go if you can. With this, the bees can come in here, and if you can't get to them and they're going to stay in that box, odds are they'll be in that box tomorrow. So the last thing I'll do before I go is I'm going to try to rig up something, maybe another ratchet strap around it to keep it from twisting against the tree. Other than that, check back, and if I catch a swarm in here, you better believe I'll show you. So thanks for watching. Hope you found that useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. Give it a thumbs up and a subscribe if you think it's worth it.